Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. We are the Mile High Property Brothers. Today, stop what you're doing, pause on your search, make sure you don't look at or move to Castle Rock before watching this video.
All right, not gonna wanna miss this. Let's check it out, guys. What's up, guys? I'm Eli Schmidt. This is my partner, Will Grimes. And if it's your first time checking out our channel, welcome. And while you're here, guys, you're gonna wanna hit that subscribe button and don't forget that notification bell, because every Tuesday and every Thursday, we're dropping a new one of these, telling you everything there is to know about moving to Denver or the entire surrounding area as well.
100%. And we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado, which means just as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you with those real estate needs. So that number that's popping up below, we are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if we can help you, we would love to. But with that being said, let's dive into it. Now, without further ado, right, we've talked about Castle Rock a lot. We love Castle Rock. There's some cool stuff. However, just like a lot of different areas in Colorado, there's still some things that you're gonna wanna know before moving there, because some of those things could be deal breakers for you, even though they're super fun or entertaining or non-existent for other people. And we wanna make sure that we're giving that side of each area that we speak about just as much as we give the positive, right? So today we're gonna talk about things that you just wanna make sure you're aware of before moving to Castle Rock.
Absolutely.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Douglas County schools,
Yes.
Great schools. Landscape, great trails. Proximity-wise to everything else, not bad. And if you guys have not watched our videos before, we're just gonna throw this map up on top. Castle Rock is directly south of like downtown Denver by about 37 minutes with decent traffic.
Denver were a clock, it'd be at the 6.
He doesn't get to do that. You don't get to do that.
Right at the 6, just
He's
saying.
been talking trash about my clock theory
Saying.
for years. I finally tried to do something else, and here he is using it. Go figure, right?
That's right.
Digressing, what I'm getting at is a lot of great things when it comes to Castle Rock, right? Their school district, Douglas County School District, typically that's in the top 5 for overall for Colorado, which is great. They've got competitive athletic sports within those schools, so that's great. The landscape that you guys get as far as just the overall Colorado feel, that's awesome. You guys have the outlets down there, which is awesome, right? Like you've got a lot of great things. You got Philip S. Miller Park down there, which is awesome. Bang for buck on the type of homes and lot sizes that you get in a lot of the areas. That's awesome. Commute to Denver or commute to the Springs. Not bad.
30, 40 minutes max.
Not bad. You could even make your way around 470 to Boulder. Not bad. So a lot of great things. We've also talked a lot about those, but starting with some of the things that you're just gonna wanna know that could bother you or maybe not bother you is, like, for example, it's got a train.
Big one.
Like a real train.
That frequents through town.
It's got a railroad.
Yes.
It's got a railroad company down there.
Yes,
And it
yes.
goes right through Old Town Parker.
Yes.
Right on the
Castle Rock.
It goes through Castle Rock, but it's
Yeah.
it's very paramount in Old Town Castle Rock, which looks cool. When you guys go down to Old Town Castle Rock and you're having food or coffee or down there for a little concert, it's a lot of fun. You guys can see the railroad. You actually have trains on it, so it's coming through, but you can hear the train.
Yeah, it's super loud downtown, and here's a good thing. There's not a whole lot of just straight residential homes that you'll have downtown.
No.
There's not a whole lot of new developments that are happening downtown. There's a lot of apartments and stuff like that that are down there. So once those railroad tracks cross over I-25, they're gonna be on the west side of I-25 now and run straight north. What's important about that is that one of our most favorite neighborhoods in Castle Rock is out there called the Meadows. So thankfully, they've built this right along I-25, so the homes don't get too close to the highway. This is also one of the quiet zones that they have with the railroad track. So once it's nighttime and stuff and there shouldn't be any noise out there, the railroad's pretty good about not making as much noise.
A little bit. And guys, just full transparency, right? Before I moved back to Southeast Aurora, recently we were living in Castle Rock. We were up at Diamond Ridge, Sapphire Point, Puma Point. Really cool spot, top of the mountain.
Yeah, Sapphire Point.
Probably, 10 minutes from Old Town Castle Rock up on the mountain. And you could still hear the train a little bit faint at night. It wasn't obstructing anything that we were doing, but you could definitely kind of hear it, but not so loud where like we can't handle it. My wife and kiddos couldn't handle it. We got young kids. If it were that loud, we couldn't even live there. So definitely once you're back into suburbia, if there's a faint sound, it's just more cool. You kind of hear, especially during like the snow time and holidays, it kind of reminds you of Polar Express, maybe.
This is the Polar Express.
So I think what I'm getting at is a little bit of mindset here. Now you imagine the train, Polar Express versus like a runaway train, right? But either way, if you're down in Old Town, it would be a lot louder. Suburbia, as you get back toward like McCanta,
Yes.
that's actually behind the mountain that I was on. Can't hear it at all, which is great. So I don't think it affects Suburbia that much, but definitely something to think about. And something else to think about since we're on this topic is the outlets, amazing. You've got amazing Coach, you've got Lululemon down there, Coach, Tommy Hilfiger, all these great outlets. You've got some great organic King Soopers and Sprouts down there.
Whole Foods down there.
Whole Foods down there. You've got Old Town Castle Rock that we've been talking about, which is amazing. Now, the down part that you're gonna wanna understand if you're gonna be living out there is on the weekends, they do get packed, especially the outlets.
Yep.
Especially during the holidays or summertime. People are coming from the Springs, people are coming from Denver, Aurora, Arvada, everywhere to come visit the outlets or do some other shopping. So if you are someone that just has to shop on the weekends due to your work schedule or whatever it may be, it might be better to find some time in the evening or a lunch break or something during the week when it's not as busy. But weekends tend to get pretty busy at the outlets. Old Town Castle Rock, it does have an influx. We'll get to that in a minute as far as like when that gets busy, but definitely busy, almost like touristy type of traffic
100%.
at the outlets on the weekends.
Now, the other thing you should be aware of with Castle Rock, and this is just more or less something for you to make sure you get plugged into to really get the most out of Castle Rock that it has to offer, but that is all the seasonal events that they have, and not only just seasonal, but weekend events, and they are just always having some sort of event around
It's
Castle
awesome.
Rock.
And guys, we've got an office in Old Town Castle Rock, right? So it's super cool. You love lighting of the tree or lighting of
Star
the
lighting.
Star lighting.
That's what I
which
like,
is
the Castle Rock.
yeah. See, like there you go. I didn't even know that. You've got really cool like car shows that come down there in season. You got a lot of
Farmers
stuff.
markets.
But if you're going down there for dinner, or if you're going down there for whatever it may be, and you're not aware of the schedule of everything that happens in Old Town Castle Rock, a lot of these events, they block off Wilcox a lot. Wilcox is like your main drag that goes through Old Town Castle Rock. So when they have these big events, if you're not expecting it and you're trying to commute down there or go to dinner, whatever it may be, you're gonna have a lot of traffic because a lot of people are coming to Old Town.
True.
They're also blocking off a lot of those roads that connect to Wilcox because that's where all the parading or whatever is going on, or the car shows, all the cars are gonna park on there. So it can be a little bit of an inconvenience if you don't plan ahead, and at least just take a look at Castle Rock's website, the community website, and just make sure that you know when events are happening. So if you can stay clear, if you don't feel like interacting, or if you do want to interact, you get down there in plenty of time. But either way, you want to be aware of those things.
Yeah, and just one more side note to that. One of the great things I love about downtown Castle Rock is that with all the new developments that are happening down there, like all the new apartment buildings and stuff, one thing that they are really good about is building some big parking garages.
Oh yeah.
So it is an old downtown area, as Will is referencing, but they're really good about parking, and there are multiple parking garages. A lot of them are free during certain times. So during these events, you can get free or really cheap parking there.
I wasn't even thinking at that point, because there are some places in Denver, guys, where like you have so many people coming, but the parking doesn't accommodate.
Yeah,
but
it's hard.
For Old Town Castle Rock to be as small as it is, but to have literally 2 major parking garages there, plus normal street parking and neighborhood parking, even though it gets tight, like we've never had a problem parking down there. We've never had a problem with like people parking at our building where we work at, because they do have those parking garages, which is awesome.
True.
So definitely some food for some food for thought.
Moving forward, our next point is going to be just being aware of where the current and future developments are happening right now. So we did mention downtown Castle Rock. There's always new commercial places popping up and always new apartment buildings and condos. However, where you're going to see the majority of developments popping up in Castle Rock is going to be on the very south side, this area called Crystal Valley, and then even south of that, Montaigne. Those are 2 of the newest and biggest developments, and because Castle Rock is on the south side of the Denver Metro, I mean, you can build all the way to Colorado Springs if you wanted.
Correct, and your big gap between like Castle Pines and northern Castle Rock is really where that's getting filled. So all the development that he's talking about, a lot of it, McCantus, those areas are closing the gap between Castle Pines, which is just north of Castle Rock on both sides of the highway, but on the east side of I-25, that part of Castle Pines, and on the east side of I-25, northern Castle Rock, that's where that gap is.
That's
really
all called the
starting to get
canyons up there. So if you guys are looking at the canyons, it's technically Castle Pines, but Castle Pines and Castle Rock are almost interchangeable.
You've got Crowfoot Valley Road that goes down the backside of northern Castle Rock. So on the east side of I-25, on that northeast side of Castle Rock, you've got that main thoroughbred. Now it's a 2-lane road right now. They've got construction for McCanton and for other developments. So it gets a little congested during people going to work and when people are coming home. So be cognizant of that for the most part. And we literally just recently moved within a month and a half. So we were dealing with some of that. It tends to stay pretty good. I will say at night, they were having some car accidents, and I don't know if people were just being reckless, but a 2-lane road at night with like construction and people trying to get around each other, you know, can definitely heighten like something being dangerous. They were showing some accidents that were happening. Just make sure you're diligent and you're being careful. But the one thing that's great about that road is that takes you down to the backside to Parker. So instead of you having to hop on I-25 and go north and then come back around to Parker, you can take that Crowfoot Valley Road all the way through Parker, and then that also connects into like southeast Aurora. So it is nice and convenient if you don't have to get on the highway and you are trying to go shop at Southlands or you're trying to go to Parker for something. Like it's very nice, but there is a little bit of congestion on that 2-lane road for the near future with some of that development. So definitely, man, and like I don't want to give statistics on wrecks or whatnot. I'm not a wreck expert, but you know they were showing some warnings like, hey, we've had a couple accidents. Be careful, and I'm sure it's getting mitigated by now. Colorado does a great job with this traffic, but it is something to consider as far as like taking that road. You're going to be a little bit more tight with some of that construction.
Now, let's talk property taxes, okay? So there's a couple different types of property taxes you're gonna see, or more or less percentages of property taxes you're gonna see. For any of the new build developments that you're gonna find in Castle Rock, I would expect 1 to 1.2 to 1.2% of your purchase price of your home being your property tax. So if you're buying a $800,000 new build home in McCanta, your property taxes are gonna be about $8,000 to maybe $10,000 per year.
I was trying to call him out and do the math in my head, see if I could get him correct now. But yes, he sounds very close. And for the most part, Colorado tends to stay pretty close to there. There are a couple of areas if you're getting close to like water or some unincorporated areas where they have a higher tax because they're still developing that area. Obviously, that would throw your payment into a different thing, right? Because $8,000 a year in taxes and $25,000 or $35,000 a year in taxes can be different. So no matter what area, just make sure that you guys are covering those gaps.
And then the other amount of property tax that you're gonna find is gonna be around maybe 0.6%, but almost half of what you're gonna find in the new build development areas. And these are gonna be some of the older homes in the Meadows, maybe some of the older homes, and by older, I mean year 2000s-ish year built, and those are gonna be anywhere from 0.6 to maybe 0.7. So a significant savings, but you are getting an older home. And again, the reason for that is just because all the infrastructure, the schools, everything that they need to build into a new place that's already there and it's already established, hence the lower property taxes.
Correct. And just, hey, ending it on this, one thing that you cannot put a price on is just proper professional help. And people in your circle and the relationships that you can have while coming to Colorado. And yes, that's my hook and reminder that we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado. And yes, just as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you with those real estate needs. So that number that's popping back up below, we are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and emails. If we can help you, we would love to. But with that being said, you guys enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend, and we will see you guys very soon.
See you guys.